I want to, you get some people, there is one Shaykh, there is someone who's reciting Quran in front of him. Then that Shaykh started to cry. Someone asked him, mashallah, the one who was reciting Quran must be reciting very good. He said, no, it's not because of the one who's reciting, but it's because of what he's reciting. So now, as a slave of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you get some people, they don't go to the masjid for Taraweeh. Why? He said, because the one who's reading Taraweeh, his voice is not nice. So if you want the obedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to become tabi'atan to you, it shouldn't be that the situation. That I only go to the masjid where there is mukayif. Air conditioning must be 5-star. Now the imam must be like this. The masjid must be in this area, and it should. Then you know, me and you are still very far from the obedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because if you want the obedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to become tabi'atan to you, then that shouldn't be the situation. Alhamdulillah, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made this fasting of Ramadan compulsory upon us, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, every time we hear from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for salah, He mentioned also the objective of salah. Inna salata tanha anil fahsha'i wal munkar. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made salah compulsory, and He tells us what is the thamara, what is the benefit of fasting. Inna salata tanha anil fahsha'i wal munkar. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speak about zakah, then He mentioned also خُذْ مِنْ أَمْوَالِهِمْ صَدَقَةً تُطَهِّرُهُم. That this money, that zakah that you take from the rich people, what is going to happen to that money? First, it purify that money, your mal that we have, and also purify the one who's giving it. وَتُزَكِّيهِمْ بِهَا. Now, same also for fasting of Ramadan. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He mentioned that the fasting is compulsory, but at the same time also the Prophet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala still highlight the purpose behind this fasting, that the end of this month I should be from those people who attain taqwa after لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. So this is something that we find throughout this farida of Ramadan and the other form of compulsory things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made compulsory upon us. That behind this thing, at the end of Ramadan, we should find the taqwa. So if I come to the end of Ramadan and I see myself, I'm still the same how I was before Ramadan, then I know my fasting didn't have a benefit on me. Look at a student come to the first year and he start to learn the Arabic language. You come to the second year of Sharia, your Arabic should be better from the first year. You come at the end, at the time you're going to be finishing. Obviously, your Arabic should be better than how you started. So similar way, this is the madrasa that you are in, the madrasa of Ramadan. So how many Ramadan so far did you fast? If you're going to find yourself after 16, 17, 18, 20 years of fasting, and you still same how you are, look, all your environment change. During the month of Ramadan, you used to eat, now you stop eating. You used to do this, then you change also your situation, your surrounding. Now also for Ramadan, what happened to your heart? From the first day, second day, third day, fourth day, fifth day of Ramadan, you still same person. So it means me and you, we need to speak to ourselves before we meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because our situation, our heart, our everything shouldn't be the same after all this time we are busy fasting. So the Ramadan must have effect on us. لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. So after 10 years, 15 years, how many years you have of fasting and you still the same, then should be something wrong with me and you. From other benefits that we can get from Ramadan, lesson that we can take from Ramadan is that Ramadan to me should be someone who's more cautious about his akhirah. Remember, every time which pass by you, every moment that pass by from you, that some of you also is going. Umar radiallahu ta'ala, he used to say, Al-yawma yuqalu fihi mata fulanun. Today it's been announced that there is a so-and-so, he left this dunya. فَلَا بُدَّ مِنْ يَوْمٍ يُقَالُ فِيهِ مَاتَ عُمَرٌ. So every day there is someone who's going. Last week, how many janazah of a lot of shuyukh that already left this dunya? We all used to make dua that Allahumma barik lana fi Rajab wa Sha'ban wa ballighna Ramadan. But the moment they what do you want to say? Khabar kana or inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. That's what happened. But remember, mashallah, from the good habit that practice they have in Cape Town, some of the masajid they announce on Juma. Now, this and this left this dunya, this and this left this dunya. Remember, that should be a darsa for you, should be a lesson for you, that you also, there is a day that me and you is going to be the one who's been announced that left this dunya. So Ramadan should be a moment of me and you to have a reflection that there is a day that me also am going to be leaving this dunya. The point is not about leaving this dunya. The point is how you're going to leave this dunya. What is going to happen? Is there a message that you're going to leave behind? Remember, I always use this example. Your life and the message that you leave behind can be like those status that remain only for 24 hours. Now, you get some people that their message, all they have in their life, it can be only 24 hours. They just post to him, inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi rajiun, and they finish. But there are people, mashallah. Now, like we're studying Sharia, some people, nobody even knew about them. They didn't even have no children. But until now, people still mentioning their name. Every time someone read their books, every time someone mention about them, and also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is still rewarding them. We have Imam Nawawi example. Imam Nawawi, no children, no wife. But until now, everybody owe Imam Nawawi. Now, from the books maybe that you also reading during the Raha time, now is a book of Imam Nawawi. So Imam Nawawi didn't have children, but he have us as a children because we are his student. Even though we didn't study from him directly, but we study from those who study from him. And like that goes until to Imam Nawawi. So as the benefit of what they say that someone's father, you have three forms of father. Now, you have someone who's called the Abul Wilada. Abul Wilada is the one who became a means for you to exist in this dunya. Now, then you have Abuka man zawajaka, someone who marry you off his daughter, also that is regarded as your father. Then you have also someone they call Abul Ifada. And the Abul Ifada is better than Abul Wilada. Now, the father, the one who teach you, because your biological father, he is just a means of you coming into existence. But Abul Ifada is your means of your akhirah. Now, unless you have, mashallah, you are from those people that their biological father, also is a spiritual father for him. If you like that, mashallah, you lucky. But how many of us is like that? So alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, remember always. So this Ramadan should become a means of me becoming more cautious about akhirah. This is the time that is going, is passing. كلما ذهب يوم أو لحظة ذهب بعدك. Every time there is a moment to pass by, also some of you also is going, and it's not going to come back. If you shouldn't come back, then you must stop the watch. But it's not going to happen. So every time a moment, breathe is going away, also some of you also is going. So that's why we can say that the value of a human being is his time. The value of a human being is his time, not how much he possesses, not how much did he acquire, but what matters, your time is your value. Your benefit of you is your time. So if you don't look after your time in Ramadan, this Ramadan is a madrasa. If I used to waste my time, then I must have this time. It must be a time I must check out, make account of myself. Start decrease in wasting time. Start becoming more cautious about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Start more cautious about the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. And focusing in whatever I'm supposed to be doing and not waste my time. So this Ramadan is a moment for reflection. Now, this Ramadan is a time for reflection on ourselves, working on ourselves. Now, and Ramadan also is a time also for someone to start to detach himself slowly from dunya. Remember, dunya is from something, from the word something which is dani, something which is low. And I can't sacrifice me, who's someone who's valuable as a human being, for something which is low. But we can use, remember this dunya, we can use it as a means of attaining the best of akhirah. But we shouldn't make it the objective of this life. Now, in Surah Tabarak, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mention about the dunya, and he say, Fakulu. Now, what's the ayah in Surah Tabarak? وَكُلُوا مِنْ رِزْقِهِ. نعم 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 in Surah Tabaraka. وَكُلُوا مِنْ رِزْقِهِ. نعم تبارك. وامشوا في مناكبها وكلوا من رزقه. نعم وامشوا في مناكبها وكلوا من رزقه. You know it is the word mankib. Mankib is the edge of something. The edge of something. فامشوا في مناكبها. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says في مناكبها. It says don't go full between, because there is a possibility you might sink in and you're not going to come out. So you just use what you need. In the wakulu min rizqi. Just take what you need for surviving this dunya and use it, because this dunya is mazra lil akhirah. Is a place where you must, because your akhirah, your stage in akhirah is based on the life that you spend in this dunya. So use this as a means of attaining a big Jannah day. مفهوم؟ فامشوا في مناكبها وكلوا من رزقه. في مناكبها, it means not inside, no, just by the edge. Just by the edge. Now, why? Because if you come inside, it's dangerous. Maybe you go inside and you don't come back. Mafhum? So this is a moment again in Ramadan where my heart should start to become more cautious about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, more cautious about the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, more. If there is someone who have maybe the qada of salawat, alhamdulillah, we used to say, you remember, as a student, now also still a student, alhamdulillah, from the good things that I learned from my teachers, there is one teacher used to have a sheet of salawat. So he used to ask a student, every student who have a qada salawat in his life, that he didn't finish to make salawat, during the time of tarawih, when people, they're making tarawih, you must make intention of fard. And you always mark it down. He used to bring even a paper for us, those who have a qada for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and how many fard in 1 week? Now, 5, put it in 7, 35, like that, put it in 2 weeks, 70, like that, you make it 1 month, 140. MashaAllah, leave the people laugh at you. What is he making? What type of tarawih is that? No problem. Imam make a salam from 2, you carry on with your 4. To make sure you fix everything before you meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So like that, you have, maybe you make all tarawih is your fajr. Next tarawih, you make it only for dhuhr. Like that, you cover up all your salawat, slowly. So if you don't have someone else, you must find out someone who can make a sheet for you, so that you start to cover up with all the salat that pass by. And very important also from the intention, that we, for as a Shafis, you must make an intention for every night. But from the benefit that we learn from our teachers, that when is the first night of Ramadan, already you make intention for fasting the entire month of Ramadan. The benefit of it stand when there is a day that you're going to forget. Umar, لا تستخدم الهاتف. When there is a day that you're going to forget to make intention, now, then according to those ulama who say that is permissible one intention for the entire month, then alhamdulillah, for that day, because you already made the intention from the beginning of Ramadan, then you have that reward also. Mafhum? Then for precaution, then you can still make a qada. But if you find it weak, no problem, you can practice on that view of those ulama who say one intention for the entire month is sufficient. The other benefit is if someone should meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if someone should meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to become from those who's going to be fasting inshallah the entire month of Ramadan. Not only this Ramadan, we want more Ramadan. Because remember for those 2 Sahaba one Sahaba, they all do the same, but one died before one another. Then it was seen that one Sahaba say he was better than, but that other one who died first, he used to fast a lot. Which means it looks like that the one who died first used to have a lot of act of worship. But you know the benefit, the one who died after, then it was said, isn't he have extra one Ramadan? And one extra Ramadan, isn't that there is a Laylatul Qadr? And that Laylatul Qadr is 83 years. So he passed him because of one extra Ramadan, even though that other one used to fast more than him. Mafhum? So now, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does decide that one of us, Nam, or our family must leave this dunya, at least he already make intention for the entire Ramadan. So even though he die after 10 days, 15 days, 20 days, but his reward in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to be the entire Ramadan because he made the intention. So also this brings us that intention also is very important. There is a king called the Tubba. When he came to Medina, that was long time before the coming of the Prophet ﷺ. Long time before the coming of the Prophet ﷺ. So he follow up, he come to know that, the last Nabi ﷺ, this is going to be the place of his hijrah. So what did he do? He said, if he's like that, then I'm going to make this place, if he come, I make it waqf for him. Now, today we call it waqf. That time, I don't think there is something called waqf. But in our terminology, we call it waqf. So he made it waqf for the coming prophet. When come this new prophet, والسلام, that was the place where he ended up standing. Now, so that is the intention that he made a long time. Before even that Nabi come. But because of his intention, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless. Now how much reward is that man is going to get? Now imagine the place where the Prophet ﷺ is going to be standing. So that is the intention also is very important. So we don't become unmindful of the intention. Now we make intention every night. But at the same time also we make jama, we join. When it's already, if you fail to do it yesterday, so the coming night, there's still another opportunity. Now, there's still another opportunity of the coming night. So when it's already Maghrib, you make intention for the entire Ramadan. With the benefit again, so that if it does happen that you forget one of the nights to make intention, that first intention is going to be with you. And if someone does leave this dunya, he's still going to attain the reward of Ramadan. So this basically what I can share with you. There is a lot that we're still going to be hearing about Ramadan. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He allow us from those people who attain benefit from Ramadan. Ramadan shouldn't be this a guest to us. It's a guest to us coming. So imagine this guest come to us and they just live like that. Now, we always hear that every night, this night out of Ramadan, that is a diyafa, hospitality from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So what about the night of Ramadan? Now, if there is a diyafa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala outside Ramadan, then what about the month of Ramadan? It's even more. Now, we hear the Salihin, their life, the entire life was about Ramadan. Wada' and istiqbal. 6 months of istiqbal, 6 months of wada'. 6 months of welcoming Ramadan, and the 6 months of asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept from the Ramadan. Why? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, إِنَّمَا يَتَقَبَّلُ اللَّهُ مِنَ الْمُتَّقِينَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept only from the muttaqin. To be understood, if I'm not from the muttaqin, which is the objective, لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ, if I'm not from them, then I'm not going to be accepted. Nothing from me is going to be accepted. So therefore, me and you, from this madrasa of Ramadan, we need to work hard so that we can attain from the benefit of this Ramadan. Now, like this we mentioned also last night, now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is like a suffice just for you. It only suffices for you just to witness Ramadan. Just witnessing Ramadan suffice for you to be forgiven. Now, why? Because the Prophet ﷺ said in a hadith, "Man adraka Ramadan falam yughfar lahu نعم فأبعده الله. So it's to be understood. Just by you witnessing Ramadan, it suffices for you to be forgiven. So if you're not going to attain forgiveness, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did allow you to witness Ramadan, then where else you're going to be forgiven? نعم من أدرك رمضان فلم يغفر له فأبعده الله. Then the Prophet ﷺ say Amen. Throughout the month of Ramadan, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala open up a lot of venue of forgiveness. In your reading of Quran, standing for Tarawih, there is a maghfirah. Man qama Ramadan imanan wa ihtisaban. غفر له ما تقدم من ذنبه. Just by standing for Ramadan, there is a way for you for maghfirah. Just by you fasting, there is also a way for maghfirah. Man sama Ramadan imanan wa ihtisaban غفر له ما تقدم من ذنبه. Just for you witnessing Laylatul Qadr, maybe that is hard. But still, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, nothing is hard if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decide to open up for someone. So man adraka, man qama laylatal qadr imanan wa ihtisaban, ghufira lahu ma taqaddama min dhanbi. What else? There's a lot of venue for me and you in Ramadan to attain forgiveness. So therefore, don't find it strange if the Prophet ﷺ, with his heart being ra'ufun, rahim, but still, when the Jibreel made that dua, he said, Amen. Why? Because there is a lot of ways of someone attaining forgiveness. So if he's going to miss it, as if there is no other way for him to attain forgiveness. More than that, the Prophet ﷺ, he said, for you as a fasting person, لِصَائِمْ دَعْوَةٌ لَا تُرَدْ. Now, for a fasting person, cash guarantee for you, there is a dua that is cash accepted. How many nights? 29 dua at least you can make. Because for every day there is a dua for you. So you have 29 dua. What do you want to ask? Someone is going to make a dua, maybe you want a wife. Someone is going to say, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala must open up for me dunya-wise. Someone is going to make dua, maybe I must get a car. You can make all the dua. But one nasiha, la tansa. بغية عظمى. Make a special one dua. التي إذا أنارك الله إياها لم يفوتك شيء من خير. If you attain this dua, one dua, nothing misses you. وإذا لم تدركه لم يدركك شيء من خير. If you miss it, make one dua special. If you miss it, as if you didn't attain anything. And if you get it, nothing ever miss you. So this must be your dua every day, must be everyone. But الإنسان على نفسه بصيرا. Every one of us knows what is more important to him. So make that dua your objective in Ramadan. Every day you make a dua. When you're making dua for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, turih. نعم ادعوا الله وأنتم موقنون بالإجابة. You must be firm that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to accept it from me. So make one dua special every day. You want to memorize Quran strong, make that your objective. So whatever dua you have, remember you have 29 days still to come for you to make a dua from today until the end of Ramadan. This is the promise of the Prophet عليه الصلاة والسلام. وهو الصادق المصدوق لصائم دعوة لا ترد. And that dua maybe can be accepted now, can be sometime, or maybe is not accepted in this dunya, but in the akhirah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to ask you, remember that dua you asked? This is it. Then a person is going to wish, I wish all my dua wasn't accepted so that I can get the fruit of it today. Mafhum? So remember, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala open up more venue for you. The shaitan that was for us during this month of Ramadan, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chained them. نعم إذا كان أول ليلة من رمضان صفدت الشياطين ومرادة الجن. نعم. Then he locked them up. Why? So that they mustn't give us trouble. Why? Because during the month of Ramadan is a moment for competing one another in coming close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Not only that every night Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have people that is freeing them from Jahannam. Now, every night there is someone who's been freed from Jahannam. Not one, a lot of them. وَذَلِكَ فِي كُلِّ لَيْلَةٍ. The Prophet ﷺ said that is in every night. So listen, now with all of these things that the Prophet ﷺ, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala open up for us, isn't fair when the Prophet ﷺ, when Jibreel made that dua, man adraka Ramadan, falam yughfar lah, isn't fair for the Prophet ﷺ to say Amin? It's fair. Because listen, all of this open up for me and you. This is a moment for me to make muraja, to make account of myself. This is a moment of making a reflection on my time. With everything that we mentioned, that we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, again, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us that this Ramadan shouldn't be the same Ramadan. Must become a new Ramadan to us. Must be a moment of reflection that me and you will become more close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. الفاتحة أن الله يرزقنا العلم النافع والعمل الصالح ويسر بذلك قلب النبي عليه الصلاة والسلام بسر الفاتحة إلى حضرة النبي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. فاتحة بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا ربنا رب علمنا الذي ينفعنا مع القتل أنثى وذكر وارزقنا كل حلالا دائما واخلا أتقيا علما. وصلاة الله تغشى المصطفى من الحق جعلنا والوفاء بالكتاب فيه الناس
الشفاء وعلى الآل الكرام الشرفاء وعلى الصحب المصابيح الغر. اللهم اهدنا بهداك واجعلنا ممن يسارع في رضاك ولا تولنا وليا سواك ولا تجعلنا ممن خالف أمرك وعصاك. وحسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. يا ربنا اعترفنا بأننا اقترفنا وأننا أسرفنا على لظى أشرفنا فتب علينا توبة تغسل كل حوبة واستر لنا العورات وآمن الروعات واغفر لوالدينا ربي ومولودينا والأهل والإخوان وسائر الخلان وكل ذي محبة أو جيرة أو صحبة والمسلمين أجمع آمين ربي اسمع فضلا وجودا منا لا باكتساب منا بالمصطفى الرسول نحظى بكل سول بالمصطفى الرسول نحظى بكل سول بالمصطفى الرسول نحظى بكل سول صلى وسلم ربي عليه عد الحب وآله وصحبه عداد طش السحب والحمد لله في البدء والتناهي. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. في كل لحظة أبدا عدد خلقي ورضا نفسي وزنة عرشي ومداد كلماتي. على حضرة النبي. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين.